with Shirley Handel.
On your life. Get wired, or you might just get left behind.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Sitting in tonight, Jack Ford.
Good evening. Before we get to our special look at the Internet, a look at today's news. First to Russia, the bloodshed in Chechnya, and the Kremlin's credibility problem. Russian officials have been all over the map defending last night's rocket attack on Chechnya's capital and denying they had anything to do with it. The attack may have killed 143 people and wounded more than 400. Chechens say that many of the victims were civilians. Here's ABC's Clay Scott.
This was the carnage in the Chechen capital. And just as Russia's prime minister was saying his army was not responsible, a Russian military spokesman was saying, yes, we did attack the market. We were justified, he said, because it was a well-known arms market. Chechens said nonsense. No weapons are sold here, only fruits and vegetables. They killed women and children. It's hard to believe anything Russia is saying. The government said it would not attack Grozny. It has. The army promised precision bombs, but hundreds of civilians have been killed.
Above all, Russia said it would never be drawn into another war in Chechnya. And now that is exactly what is happening, with tanks moving toward Grozny and what appears to be a massacre in a marketplace. Clay Scott, ABC News, Moscow.
Convicted war criminal Maurice Papon is back in France and in prison. Police found him hiding at a Swiss ski resort after he fled from France last week. The 89-year-old Papon has been sentenced to 10 years for helping the Nazis send Jews to their deaths during World War II. And in the fight against Alzheimer's disease, what might be a major development. A California company has isolated an enzyme that's a building block of the disease. It could open doors to treating Alzheimer's with drugs that attack that enzyme. And on the money tonight, a chaotic week on Wall Street ended with stocks surging. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up more than 172 points to close at 10,470. Meanwhile, on the NASDAQ, stocks were up more than 14 points. And for the first time, a major gun maker is taking to task, although very gently, some of the people who sell its product. Smith & Wesson, the nation's largest handgun maker, is asking dealers who participate in what it's called its collective advertising program to sign a code of ethics. Here's ABC's Bill Blakemore.
Gun dealers have 90 days to sign a pledge to follow Smith & Wesson's own ethics code. Never break firearms laws. Never sell Smith & Wesson guns without locking devices. Never sell to people buying guns illegally for others. Dealers who don't sign won't get advertising money from Smith & Wesson. But those dealers could still get guns since they buy from distributors, not Smith & Wesson. Gun control groups charge that Smith & Wesson is really trying to protect itself amidst the rising tide of lawsuits against gun manufacturers. Dealers who are not signing say they fear that the pledge could be a way for Smith & Wesson to put all liability for irresponsible marketing of guns on them. Bill Blakemore, ABC News.
And now to our main topic. So do you remember where you were 30 years ago next week? What happened on October 29th, 1969 set off the greatest technological change since the Industrial Revolution. We're talking about the birth of the Internet. We're using the occasion to take a special closer look tonight at where the country stands in the Internet revolution. And we don't use the word revolution lightly. By the new millennium, nearly 200 million people around the world will be online. More than 80 million Americans will be on the net. Life will never be the same. And the next explosion on the net may very well be on campus. ABC's Rebecca Chase went back to college in cyberspace.
You can't see the students, but this is the college campus of the future. Nearly 1 million students are already getting a college education online. Sergeant Harvey Jacques with the Fort Lauderdale Police Department is getting his bachelor's degree in criminal justice. After work, when Jacques logs on from his home PC, he gets his assignments and downloads the lectures. Discussions are held by email. For research, the Internet gives him access to some of the best libraries in the world. Jacques says it's the only way he could finish his degree.
For me, it's a blessing and a great opportunity to finish my education.
Dozens of colleges and universities are now offering courses online, and a growing number of schools exist only on the Internet.
By next year, a quarter of all Western Europe will be online. The Europeans are very excited about an experiment funded by the Spanish government and the internet industry. ABC's Sheila McVicker reports from Vienna, Spain, population 30,000.
Nowhere is the race to join the information revolution more obvious than in this small town in southern Spain. 3 years ago, few people here would have heard of the internet. Today, this is a completely wired community with more than 50% of its residents online. They can shop for groceries, check their children's grades, make doctor's appointments, complain directly to City Hall, and keep up with local events, all thanks to the internet. The experiment has been such a success that other European cities are now adopting the model, their path to a wired community.
Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and South America collectively account for only about a fifth of the world's internet usage. In the not-too-distant future, it may be very difficult for those who are not connected to catch up.
It will determine which countries grow, which ones get left behind. The internet waits for no one, not any individual, not any company, not any country.
Japan, where little more than 10 million people are online, is the slowest of the industrialized countries to embrace the internet. ABC's Mark Litke is in Tokyo.
This is a country long synonymous with high tech, but some old-fashioned cultural barriers are tripping up Japan on the internet. Most Japanese are still uneasy with the impersonal nature of it all. There are too few Japanese language websites and too few English speakers here. As for e-commerce, totally alien. ATMs and credit cards are still rare in Japan, and banking is stuck in the horse and buggy era. Then there's the cost. Japan's telephone monopoly keeps the price of calls so high, surfing on the net can cost hundreds of dollars a month. Don't count the Japanese out yet. The internet is catching on with the younger generation. But for a country so technologically nimble, Japan has been remarkably flat-footed in cyberspace.
The pace of change on the internet is so remarkably quick that it's easy for even the most connected people to lose perspective. Only 2.5% of the 6 billion people in the world are online. Half of the 6 billion have never even made a phone call. And when we come back, the revolution in commerce. Power to the buyer.
This is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings. Brought to you by Merrill Lynch.
Yeah, let me get this straight.
Yes.
Are you actually saying I don't have to pay you a separate commission every time I trade a stock?
Exactly.
I'd pay an annual fee instead.
Right.
Is anyone getting this?
We don't pay you a commission every time we trade. What's your motivation?
It's just like always in your best interest.
Could you just explain it again?
Maybe what it is the fee is based on the value of our portfolios. So when we succeed, they succeed.
Well, you'll have to be patient with us. This is all very new.
Can you believe it? My husband, Nolan Ryan, has arthritis. So his doctor says stay active and take Advil to make it easier. I take it for my arthritis pain, so we can exercise together.
Advil, stronger than pain.
There are those among us with very simple tastes. They only want the best. And for them, there's Fancy Feast gourmet cat food. Exceptionally moist and delicious. Fancy Feast. Good taste is easy to recognize.
Our latest innovation springs from a very old idea that heat cleans better. And so, Bissell introduces the only upright deep cleaner with an onboard heater. The new Power Steamer Pro Heat Plus from Bissell. Life's messy. Clean it up.
Hello? Server? Got it.
Total participation, and this means everyone, all working to make sure you get the absolute best experience possible.
Mr. Thurber, you're all set.
Introducing 5-Star, a new approach to selling and servicing cars and trucks. It's better. We'll prove it. Only where you see these signs.
If foods like onions and peppers give you gas, then do what I do. Take Beano before eating. It has a natural food enzyme that helps prevent gas caused by many vegetables, including beans. And for me, that's great news. Prevent gas with Beano.
Internet shopping is transforming the economy. Last year, consumers bought $8 billion worth of goods on the internet, but compare that to the $43 billion generated by business-to-business online commerce, which by the year 2003 is projected to reach $1.3 trillion. Already, companies such as Cisco and Intel sell $1 billion a month online, and that is just the beginning. Online commerce drives prices down, which is good for business and good for consumers. Here's ABC's Betsy Stark.
It's hard to imagine that the future of this has much to do with this. But it does, and the connection is all about this. There are millions to be saved and billions to be made, bringing old line industries online.
It's a very inexpensive pipeline for communications.
Michael Levin worked in the steel industry for 25 years before launching eSteel, a global electronic marketplace designed to help buyers and sellers throughout the industry find each other. Like many business-to-business internet sites, the month-old company is not yet making money, but the pitch is compelling. Whether you're a giant steel mill looking to sell some surplus or a bike maker searching for custom parts, there is no way a traditional middleman using a phone and fax can broker the deal faster and cheaper than eSteel's digital exchange.
This is vastly more efficient, and that means it's lower cost. And that lower cost eventually translates into lower cost for consumers, for the cars and the furniture and the things that they buy in the world.
Analysts are such fervent believers in the future of business-to-business on the Internet, they are projecting that in 5 years, 20% of chemical sales, 25% of electronic sales, and 35% of aerospace and defense sales will be made on the web. Even farmers are beginning to do business over the Internet, buying and selling everything from feed to fertilizer to entire herds of cattle. As dairy farmer and founder of Farms.com, Ben Zeitz explains, why spend time and money shipping 100 head of cattle to a stockyard for sale when his internet site will display them digitally and auction them right off the farm.
If you don't want to sell that day, you don't have to. We'll sell them for you tomorrow or next week when the price is more suitable to you.
If the Internet can deliver a better price to business, business can deliver a better price to consumers. In an increasingly global, increasingly competitive economy, math like that is hard to ignore. Betsy Stark, ABC News, New York.
So have you ever tried to buy anything online? You've probably heard it's cheaper, sometimes, but not always. Increasingly, businesses have realized the success of online shopping is being driven by more than just prices. At the mall or on the web, there is nothing like service. Here's ABC's Erin Hayes.
To build their future, leading web stores are pulling a page from the past, back when customer service was key, when clerks knew their product.
This Toastmaster is the newest and the best in the market.
The grocer knew you, and stores really cared if the clothes fit.
We do hem them to the quarter-inch to your specification.
Today, internet shops are scrambling to tailor that old-fashioned service into their high-tech websites. Sites such as Land's End, where online clerks guide shoppers through a virtual store.
Just 1 second, I'll show you that page.
To a virtual model. Type in your measurements, it becomes your size. You can try on clothes, ask clerks for advice.
One of the things about the Internet is it is a very competitive environment. If we aren't providing the best service possible, you are literally one click away from any of our competitors.
In web shopping's early days, many expected the competition would be overpriced, with customers electronically bargain hunting the globe for the best deal. But merchants are learning the best deal is about what the customer gets for his money. The web stores doing best? Those with solid systems, up and running, able to deliver the goods on time.
Hello, how are you?
And those using technology to lend a personal touch. Kimberly Ratliff's internet grocery store emails her custom coupons, keeps track of what she likes, delivers it when she wants it.
When you have the little ones running around, to be able to put them down to bed, go to my computer and grocery shop, it's incredible to be able to do that.
With the arrival of the electronic economy, there has been a fundamental power shift from the seller to the buyer.
Power that is even influencing purchases offline as people research everything from medicine to cars to get better deals in real stores.
It levels the playing field when it comes to buying anything.
Shane Gershevsky researched cars, set his price, and then chose a dealer who gave him just what he wanted.
The keys, huh? Oh, boy.
The web, giving new meaning to the idea of shopping around. Erin Hayes, ABC News, Atlanta.
And if you log on to our website, abcnews.com, you can find out where some of the most influential people driving the internet revolution think it's going. And when we come back, the new battlefield, terrorists, foreign nations, the CIA, all waging war on the internet.
From a small clog to a major problem. Next time, call a trained Roto-Rooter plumber to fix it.
We got a dog for the kids. Okay, so I became attached.
Dad!
So my wife called it obsessive. I just wanted the perfect food for my dog. Talked to the vet, talked to the breeder, read books. Okay, 2 words. Go shopping. That's how I found Purina One brand lamb and rice formula. First ingredient, lamb. I think we found our dog food. Me? Obsessive? I don't think so. Purina One, second to none.
28 different children. From 28 different families. With 28 different futures, whose parents all share the need for help making informed decisions on what matters most: their health, their finances, their future. One name, Aetna, for what matters most.
What should you do if you're having a heart attack? First, call an ambulance, then take Bayer aspirin. Now Bayer may help stop you from dying when taken during a heart attack. Talk to your doctor now. Bayer, powerful pain relief, and so much more.
Some occasions aren't found on any calendar, but when you find them, celebrate with a meal together. The taste of fresh seafood, an escape from the ordinary. Find a reason to escape to Red Lobster.
Natural, real, a whole new way to lose the gray. Quick, hassle-free, a look that really looks like me.
A group of fairly radical activists who are trying to cause trouble for the National Security Agency unleashed a wave of email messages this week about terrorist plots and bombs. The messages were supposed to trick NSA computers on the lookout for that sort of thing. The NSA said there was very little effect, although the incident does point out how far the internet has progressed. Hackers, terrorists, even entire nations can now conduct war online. Here's ABC's Jack Smith.
Just as planes and tanks dominated war in the 20th century, so it is believed the internet will dominate war in the next.
We are in cyber warfare right now. The enemy is making reconnaissance attempts on Army networks all the time.
And future cyber wars could be fought from here, the Army's Information Dominance Center outside Washington.
This is our situation room.
ABC News was given an exclusive look inside this restricted facility, which tracks some of the 250,000 hacker attacks every year on the Pentagon's computer network and notifies the FBI. We watched an attack.
And very clearly we're able to see that 2 big areas of concern in that transmission have floated up to the surface.
And it's not just hacking. At the Information Dominance Center, specialists use cutting-edge software to sort through mountains of data in seconds and can trace anything on the internet.
Let's say it was Osama bin Laden's bank accounts.
If we wanted to focus on Osama bin Laden's bank accounts, we could focus on Osama bin Laden's bank accounts. We don't do that.
But the CIA reportedly does. According to Pentagon sources, the U.S. has the ability to use the internet to manipulate foreign bank accounts and even sabotage an enemy's infrastructure. In the Gulf War in 1991, the U.S. also reportedly used missiles that sent out pulses of magnetic energy which erased hard drives and melted chips in Iraq's radar.
In order to conduct the best defense, you need to understand how the offense works. And we are very good at it.
But the U.S. is also highly vulnerable. Most hacker attacks, for instance, are just joyrides. No damage is done. But ABC News has learned that a recent joyride at a nuclear weapons lab could have had serious consequences.
The hacker could have done anything he or she wanted to do, including manipulate events in the laboratory, possibly creating some kind of radiological event.
An enemy could use the internet to shut down the power grid, cripple Wall Street, and take down commercial aviation.
Those networks are successfully attacked. We're out of business as a country.
Being connected in new ways means having to learn to fight in new ways, too. Jack Smith, ABC News, Washington.
When we come back, billions of dollars in wealth, a new way of life, and it all began with just a few keystrokes.
Calls to Shelley's grandparents usually last a while. That's why we always dial 10-10-321 first.
What song is this? I'm not sure.
With 10-10-321, our calls over 10 minutes are half off. That's just 8 cents a minute, day or night. And at 8 cents a minute, we can stay on the phone as long as we want.
Honey, that was great.
Want to hear another one?
Absolutely.
Talk as long as you want with 10-10-321.
This is the face of erectile dysfunction. So is this. And this. Fact is, 1 in 3 men have some form of ED, a medical condition also called impotence that affects men of every age, race, and background. What else do all these men have in common? They all faced up to their problem and got help. If you're experiencing ED, there's no need to hide your face. Just talk to your doctor. It's the best way to get educated about ED and how to treat it.
What do more vets feed their own pets? Hill's Science Diet. With real meat as the #1 ingredient, Savory Recipes provides the highest quality protein. Superior nutrition for the life of your pet. Science Diet. What vets feed their pets.
You've dreamed of opening your own place. Now stay healthy and energetic and enjoy it. Give your life a silver lining with Centrum Silver. Its age-essential nutrients may help maintain your immunity and help keep your heart healthy. Give your life a silver lining with Centrum Silver.
The all-in-one, internet-ready Gateway Astro PC is so simple to set up, you could be online in less than 1 donut. The new Gateway Astro PC features the Intel Celeron processor. Call us.
Every kid knows, if you want to make the big leagues, you better eat your Wheaties. And every dad should know, whole grain Wheaties may help prevent cancer. Numerous studies confirm a low-fat diet rich in whole grain foods like Wheaties may reduce the risk of certain cancers. So when he does make the big leagues, you'll be in the front row. 100% whole grain Wheaties and new Wheaties Raisin Bran, champions in the fight against cancer.
Why do I have Aflac insurance on top of my regular health insurance? Because she throws like a boy and dances like an angel. Because we've shared the same heartbeat. And because Aflac helps cover what other insurance doesn't. If I'm sick, Aflac even provides cash to help pay bills. So why do I have Aflac? Because I have her. Aflac supplemental insurance. Without it, no insurance is complete.
His affair with Princess Diana rocked the royals. Now he's written a kiss-and-tell book. Her love letters, romantic details. What kind of a man would reveal such secrets?
I will make this money. Is that a crime?
2020 tonight.
Coming up next on Channel 2 is a warning about a registered sex offender in Clark County. See why he could end up living in anyone's neighborhood. Plus, Graham McComey takes us on a getaway to the back roads of Oregon. I'm Steve Dunn. Local news is coming up next.
Finally tonight, how we got here. In 1946, the founder of IBM said that he thought there was a world market for perhaps 5 computers. In fairness to Thomas Watson, predicting the future of technology, including the internet, is of course impossible. Some people believe that only 20% of the web has been invented so far. For the Century, on Friday, Peter Jennings now on the evolution of the internet revolution.
Tonight, the dawning of the internet. The printing press had Gutenberg, electricity had Edison, and the telephone had Alexander Graham Bell. But there was no one person responsible for the internet, no memorable eureka moment when it first worked. This revolution began quietly.
The Defense Department had been funding research at a number of different computer science departments around the U.S. So they said, isn't there some way they could share the resources so that one could use each other's computers?
The first building block in that network was laid on October the 29th, 1969, when a UCLA student typed the letters LOG to log in, and they were successfully transmitted to a computer at Stanford University, 300 miles away. Not many people understood the real significance then. The truly revolutionary aspect of this fledgling internet was its organization. Rather than mimic a telephone, where all connections are made across dedicated lines, it employed a method called packet switching, in which a stream of information or data is broken down into packets and sent out in microbursts over many circuits at once, actually switching between available circuits when necessary, and then finally reassembled at its destination. This was during the Cold War, and the military particularly embraced it because in the case of a nuclear attack, if part of the internet were destroyed, signals would switch over to work through the part that had survived.
No one really knew in the late 1960s whether packet switching was really going to be a successful technology. But we knew that it was a better way for letting computers talk to each other.
And, as it turned out, another way for people to talk to each other. Among the university researchers initially using the system, email, as in electronic mail, became the Internet's first big success. By the late 1970s, the architects of the Internet had developed a common computer language, allowing various networks to understand each other. And then in 1991, a British computer scientist established the World Wide Web, and the benefits to the general public became immediately clear. With the web came a tidal wave of information that anyone with a computer could access.
Little kids download the latest images of their favorite Japanese anime cartoon characters from servers in Tokyo. And their parents get on these systems later on to do what? To buy information.
Who could have imagined? In the history of the 20th century, technology has always had a way of surprising us, moving society on to another level. With the Internet, the 21st century has already begun. It is hard to imagine where it will take us.
And for more on how the Internet developed, you can log on to our website, thecentury.com. And that is our report on World News Tonight. Later on Nightline, how an idea formed over lunch turned into a $100 million website. I'm Jack Ford for all of us at ABC News. Have a good night and a good weekend.
From ABC News, Sunday on This Week, meet the McCains, the newest political duo. Plus, take the White House, add Capitol Hill. What do you get? A battle over the budget. And Monday, George W. Bush. His political ads, long under lock and key, will soon be revealed. Why such secrecy? And what will he say? Good Morning America, Monday. This has been a presentation of ABC News. More Americans get their news from ABC's World News Tonight with Peter Jennings than from any other nightly news.
This is KATU, the power of 2000. Now, Channel 2 News.
Another convicted sex offender is released from jail, but he's not like many others, and that difference could put even more people at risk. Good evening, everybody. I'm Steve Dunn. I'm Paul Lindman. Thanks for being with us. The Clark County Sheriff's Department is warning the community tonight about a registered sex offender